Fall luxury handbag season is here, but before you splurge on that must-have designer piece, pause for a moment. With over a decade in the luxury handbag world, I've watched countless women repeat the same costly mistakes. This season, I'm exposing 7 fall luxury handbags that are nothing but money traps, draining your wallet and plummeting in value. What brands won't tell you is that one specific type of bag can lose up to 70% of its value within just a year. Stay tuned, because I'll reveal which bags to avoid and share smarter alternatives that actually hold their worth. Bag number 1. Balenciaga City Bag. Let's start with the Balenciaga City Bag, and honestly, this one breaks my heart because it used to be such an icon. The City Bag was everywhere in the mid-2000s. Every celebrity, every fashion editor had one. Kate Moss carried hers until it looked completely destroyed, and somehow that became part of its appeal. But here's the brutal truth. This bag has not aged well, and neither has its resale value. The leather on these bags is notoriously fragile. That buttery soft lambskin that feels so luxurious in the store, it scuffs if you look at it wrong. I've seen City bags that are barely a year old, looking like they've been through a war zone. The corners wear down, the leather scratches easily, and those signature tassels. They get ratty and frayed within months of regular use. The worst part is that unlike vintage leather goods that develop beautiful patina, the City bag just looks progressively more beaten up and sad. But the real kicker is the resale value. A Balenciaga City bag that retailed for $2,000 in 2020 is now selling for around $600 to $800 on the pre-owned market. Also, what's particularly frustrating is that Balenciaga charges premium prices for what is essentially delicate lambskin with minimal structure. Instead of the City bag, invest in a Bottega Veneta Jodie or Cassette bag. The craftsmanship is superior, the leather is more durable, and Bottega's understated luxury aesthetic means these bags won't look dated in 5 years. The construction quality is night and day. Bottega uses structured leather that maintains its shape and develops beautiful patina over time. Bag number 2. Marc Jacobs, the Tote bag. The Tote bag became an instant hit when it launched, and I get why. It's affordable luxury, it's spacious, and it has that casual, cool vibe that appeals to younger consumers who want to dip their toes into designer territory. The brand marketed it brilliantly as the everyday luxury bag. And for a hot minute, it felt like everyone from college students to working professionals was carrying one. What's particularly problematic is the logo placement. It's so prominent and specific to this moment in Marc Jacobs's brand evolution that it dates the bag immediately. Unlike classic logo pieces from Chanel or Louis Vuitton that have heritage behind them, the tote bag's logo screams 2020s trend piece rather than timeless luxury. The construction quality also leaves much to be desired for a bag positioned in the luxury market. The stitching is basic, the hardware feels lightweight and cheap, and the canvas doesn't have the substantial feel you'd expect from a designer piece. I've seen these bags literally fall apart at the seams after 6 months of regular use, which is unacceptable for any bag, let alone one marketed as luxury. More importantly, the tote bag has zero resale value. I've seen these bags, which retail for around $200 to $300, selling for $50 to $80 on resale platforms. If you want a great tote that'll last, invest in a Goyard Street, Louis, or a Hermès garden party. Yes, they're more expensive up front, but they maintain their value and actually improve with age and patina. The leather quality, construction standards, and brand heritage justify the investment in ways that the tote bag simply cannot. Bag number 3. Gucci Dionysus. The Gucci Dionysus was everywhere during Alessandro Michele's peak at Gucci. And while it's undeniably beautiful, it's also a perfect example of why you shouldn't buy into every designer hype cycle. The Dionysus has several practical problems that make it a poor investment. First, that gorgeous tiger head closure. It's heavy and uncomfortable when you're carrying the bag. The chain strap digs into your shoulder, and the closure mechanism is prone to tarnishing and mechanical issues. The bag's design is also very specific to Michel's aesthetic at Gucci. Now that he's left the brand, bags from his era are already starting to feel dated. Resale values for the Dionysus have also dropped significantly. A bag that cost $2,500 new is now selling for around $1,200 to $1,400 pre-owned, and those prices are continuing to decline. A much better investment: the Gucci Jackie or horsebit bag. These are classic Gucci designs that have stood the test of time and continue to hold their value because they're rooted in the brand's heritage rather than one creative director's vision. Bag number 4. Saint Laurent Sunset Bag. Saint Laurent's Sunset Bag was positioned as the brand's answer to the Hermès Constance, but it falls short in every way that matters for long-term value. The Sunset Bag's biggest issue is its construction quality relative to its price point. For a bag that costs around $2,000, the leather quality is inconsistent, and the hardware feels flimsy. The chain strap is particularly problematic. It's thin and tends to kink and break with regular use. But the real issue is market saturation. Saint Laurent produced these bags in massive quantities and in every color imaginable. When a luxury bag becomes that accessible, it loses its exclusivity and, consequently, its resale value. Pre-owned Sunset bags are selling for 40 to 50% below retail, and that gap is widening. The answer to that question I posed in the intro? It's these overproduced, trend-driven bags like the Sunset that depreciate so rapidly. Brands flood the market with them, and within a year, everyone's moved on to the next it bag. Instead, invest in a classic Saint Laurent Kate bag or a WOC wallet on chain. These styles are understated, well-made, and have proven their staying power over multiple seasons. Bag number 5. Bottega Veneta Padded Cassette, certain colors. Now, I love Bottega Veneta, and I recommended the cassette bag earlier, but I need to be specific here. The padded cassette in classic colors like black, brown, and cream? Excellent investment. The padded cassette in neon green, electric blue, or hot pink? Absolute money trap. These bold seasonal colors were everywhere on social media for about 6 months, and now they're completely unsellable. The resale market is flooded with bright-colored cassettes that nobody wants, and they're selling for 60 to 70% below retail. The lesson here is that even good bags can be bad investments when you choose the wrong color. Stick to neutral, classic colors for luxury handbags. They're timeless, versatile, and maintain their value much better than statement colors. Bag number 6. Dior Saddle Bag, current iteration. Dior brought back the saddle bag, and while I appreciate the nostalgia, this reboot is a perfect example of why some things should stay in the past. The current saddlebag has all the impracticality of the original, with none of the cultural cash. It's awkward to carry, difficult to get into, and the curved shape means it doesn't sit well on your body. But more importantly, it's riding entirely on nostalgia, rather than offering genuine value or functionality. The resale market for current saddlebags is brutal. These bags are depreciating at rates similar to the Balenciaga City Bag, with some colors and sizes losing 50 to 60% of their value within the first year. If you want Dior, invest in a classic Lady Dior or a book tote. These bags represent the brand's current identity and craftsmanship standards, rather than trying to recapture past glory. Bag number 7. Louis Vuitton Coussin Bag. Louis Vuitton's Coussin bag is another comeback piece that proves not every revival is worth your money. This puffy quilted bag was trendy for about 5 minutes, primarily driven by social media hype rather than genuine design merit. The Coussin bag's problems are numerous. The puffy lambskin leather is extremely delicate and shows wear quickly. The bag's shape is impractical. It's neither structured enough to look professional nor relaxed enough to be truly casual. And at over $3,000, it's severely overpriced for what you get. But the biggest red flag: Louis Vuitton has already moved away from heavily promoting this bag, which tells you everything about its long-term potential. When a brand stops pushing a style, resale values plummet. Instead of the Coussin, invest in a classic Louis Vuitton Speedy, Neverfull, or Capucines. These bags have proven track records and maintain their value because they're rooted in Louis Vuitton's heritage and core design principles. So, what should you buy instead? Focus on these criteria: heritage design, quality construction, neutral colors, and timeless silhouettes. Bags like the Hermès Birkin or Kelly, Chanel 2.55 or Boy bag, Louis Vuitton Speedy or Twist, and Bottega Veneta Jodie or Intrecciato pieces consistently hold their value because they meet all these criteria. The key is to think long-term. Don't buy a bag because it's trending on Instagram or because your favorite influencer is carrying it. Buy bags that will still look relevant and feel special 5 or 10 years from now. There you have it, 7 full luxury handbags that will empty your wallet without giving lasting value. Just because a bag has a luxury price tag doesn't make it a true investment. The wisest buyers prioritize timeless style, quality craftsmanship, and strong resale potential instead of chasing fleeting trends. Before buying, ask yourself if you'll still love the bag in 5 years and if others would still want to purchase it. So, tell us, which of these bags do you think is the biggest disappointment this fall? Let us know in the comments. If you found value in this video, you're gonna love this next one.